I have this plain wall in my son's nursery and I want to take it up a notch. So I'm going to take it from this to this. And I'm going to show you guys the step-by-step process that it took me to get this project done in less than 1 day. So let's get started. So the first step we needed to here with this design is we need to paint all the corners because our trim is going to sit over top of it and we're not going to be able to get to the recess part once the trim's on. You'll see what I mean here in a bit, but for now, just follow along. And if you're like me, painter's tape is your best friend. So when it comes to the paint we're gonna be using this Behr paint. It's the Behr Ultra, and it's a navy blue. I'll put the color down in the description below if you wanna know the exact color. I've used this paint on other projects before too, and it is a 2-coat paint for sure, but it does do good and gets the job done. And I'm gonna be rolling all this paint on, which I'm just gonna be using these Avanti rollers from Harbor Freight. This one's a 3/8 inch snap, and I'll be using these Woodster Pro rollers to do the more fine work. And this one's a 1/4 inch snap. So let's get to painting. Something I like to use when painting trim is I take a 10-inch spackle knife and I put painter's tape on it and I shove it under the trim so I don't get paint on the rug or the floor. So the first coat of paint is done. Now we want to take that tape off so that it doesn't dry to the wall or anything like that. So let's take the tape off. So there's for sure a couple spots we're going to need to touch up on the adjacent walls and the ceiling, but that's not that big of a deal because I have the correct paint to match that. Now if you don't, you're going to want to make sure that you don't get anything on the walls, or if you do, wipe it off right away. So we're going to let this dry now, and now we're going to go out and go paint the 1x2s and 1x3s that we want to put on the wall. So I got all my wood laid out and ready to paint. However, before I start to paint this trim, I need to do one more thing. That last thing being is make a notch in the 1x3s I'm going to put up as the picture frame for the accent wall, so that the LED strips I have can slide right in and you won't even see them. And in order to do that, I'm gonna use my handy dandy table saw. So let's do it. So I got all my channels cut. As you can see, the LED strip's gonna sit right in here, and this is gonna cover it. And this will be the exposed side on the wall. It was really easy to cut. You just make one cut this way, and then you go flip it around and make another cut this way, and then a chunk of wood will pop out, and you have a nice recessed channel. So now, let me paint these boards. The trim boards are painted. Now I need to let those dry for a couple hours. And while that's drying, I'm gonna do all the touch-ups on all the walls and the ceiling. So I'll catch you back in a bit. Now that the touch-ups are done, we need to start measuring for the accent wall. When measuring, we're gonna go all the way from the bottom of the trim to the top. So it's 90.5 inches, but we're gonna take 1 inch off because we wanna leave a gap for our LED lights. We got the one measurement, now we're gonna go get the other side and we're gonna go make our cuts. So both measurements were the same. We're gonna start by making a 45-degree cut, starting at the top of the 45 right here in the channel and going down this way. And this will be for the right side of the wall. So now we need to measure 89.5 inches from the top of the miter cut all the way down to where it stops. This cut's just gonna be a butt joint with the bottom piece of trim. Now do the same exact thing for the other side. Go back inside and try it out. We're back upstairs. I apologize for the bad glare on the wall, but let's mount the first boards. So the first thing we wanna do so that we know these boards line up is we're gonna measure from this wall 3.5 inches out, one to account for the 1 inch gap, and then this board is 2.5 inches long. So 3.5 inches total will mean we'll have a 1 inch gap, and that'll be the outside of the board right there. To mount the boards, we're gonna be using some PL 375 by Loctite. It's just construction adhesive. You can use whatever kind you want. I just like this stuff. We're also gonna be using a brad nailer with 2-inch long nails. Now, most of these are just gonna be going into drywall, but it'll help hold it down for that construction glue can set. We also want to take a little bit of wood glue and put it down below to help seal that gap. We also want to take our level when doing this and check plumb. And make sure to wipe any excess wood glue or construction adhesive that comes out of the corners. Now we need to measure from one miter to the other miter corner to have the top piece and make that perfect picture frame. 131 inches. I'm gonna go cut it and I'll come back up. When we're making this cut, we wanna make sure that the top part with the groove is at the top. So we're gonna do the first 45 going this way, and then the other 45 on the other side will be going this way, making sure that this part's at the top. Now let's bring this one inside and try it out. Before we get too crazy, let's test fit it. Looks like I just need to cut a hair off, then we should be good. Took about 1/8 of an inch off. It's good, so let's mount it up. Make sure you put some wood glue on the seams. Now take your brad nailer and nail it into the studs. I already marked out the studs here. You can't see the lines, but took a pencil, marked them out, so that board, you can hit every stud. So now that we got our picture frame, we can start running our LEDs. I got my connection point right here. I need to start mounting it behind the 1x3s and that channel we cut. Wanted to test them out real quick and make sure that they're working, which they're working good. So let's throw them up. So as I'm pressing these LEDs in the channel, I would definitely recommend no less than 1 inch here, because you gotta get your fingers in there and push it in. So that's 16.5 feet right there, or whatever the length is roughly. I got one more strip I'm gonna attach to make it down to the bottom over there. So we're at the end of the strip, but we got a lot of excess. Govee marks out where you need to cut, so make sure you cut on the line or you can mess up your whole strip. And just like that, the LEDs are installed. Now we need to start actually putting the accent on the wall. Now we're gonna make our geometric accent wall, and all you need is a speed square, a level, and a pencil. Start with our first one going down like this. So we're gonna get a rough measurement and cut a 45 on both sides of the board, start laying them out. So the nice thing with this wall is that you literally just need to make 45-degree cuts on all your pieces, or 90-degree cuts, and it should all line up. So I'm gonna try that method out and see if it works. So I'll be right back with my first cut. So first board's cut. I got two 45s on both ends. Slap it in just like that, and that's it. So now what we need to do is construction adhesive the back, nail it to the studs, and make sure we glue each corner. And it's that simple. Baby wipes are really useful for cleaning up messes. So now that the first board's on, I'm gonna keep measuring down, and I wanna make sure that I'm not gonna interfere with that outlet down there with the board. So I got 3 more boards. I went down 25 inches on each cut compared to the initial 108. So let's see how they line up. So just like that, you have evenly spaced boards. And I'm gonna double check with my tape measure real quick just to show you. 11 inches, 11 inches, 11 inches. And there's a little more to here. So I may do a little tiny piece right there. Let's mount these boards up. So I got my first 20-inch long piece cut with a 45 up here and a standard butt joint down here. I'm gonna slap it in, see how it fits. That fits good, so we're gonna mount that one. So now we're getting a little mathy here, but there's 11-inch spacing here, and I want 11-inch spacing here. Well, I want 25 inches less for the spacing right here to keep that 11 inches between each board. For here to keep the 11 inches, it's only gonna be about 12.5 inches. So basically it cuts it in half. I don't exactly understand the math there, but that's what I'm doing, and hopefully it'll work here. I'm gonna go cut 4 more boards, adding that 12.5 inches to each board, and we'll see how it works. We got all my boards cut, now let's put them up. So I'm at the last section right here, which these boards are gonna go horizontal and in line with the ground. Well, I have a little bit of dilemma, but I think I decided what I'm gonna do. All these boards over here are 11-inch spacings at the top and at the bottom. However, if I do 11-inch spacing here, it's gonna run into the outlet. So what I did is I went to 14.5-inch spacing, so it'll be slightly wider. You may be able to tell a bit, but this will also allow for only 5 boards on this wall going this way, which will match the 5 boards on the top and the 5 boards on the bottom. So I think that's a good compromise in my mind. Now I just need to figure out the measurements going from the wall to each of these boards and get them cut. Real quick, what I'm doing is I'm drawing a reference line to each one so that I can make a measurement and be roughly close to it. But what I'll do to finalize the measurement is I'll bring each piece of 1x2 up here and mark it and then cut it. I'm gonna go make these 5 rough cuts. come back, make the final marks, and we'll get them up. Also, when it comes to these boards, it's gonna be a butt joint against here and another 45-degree cut. It's gonna mesh up with this board here and this board down here. So make sure with your measurements, you take into account on where you need to be at with each cut, whether it needs to be a 45 like this or 45 like that. So I got all my rough measurements right now. Now I'm gonna line the joint up right here and I'll make my mark where I need to cut on the butt joint. Oh, good already. My board's all marked where I need to cut them on the end. So let's do the last cuts and slap them up. Last one. Just got the last board up. That's all I'm gonna do for today. I'll come back and I'll catch you the next day when we'll fill in the holes and caulk everything up. So it's a few days later. Now let's get started. When it comes to filling the holes, all we're gonna be using is this plastic wood by DAP. Goes on pink and dries a wood color. That necessarily doesn't matter that it's dried a wood color, but I just like that it says and shows when it's dried. So I'm gonna go hit all the joints with some compound and I'll be right back. All the wood filler's done. We're gonna let that dry a bit. And while that's drying, we're gonna caulk everything. I like to use this Alex Flex by DAP. That's what I use in all these projects. So I'm gonna apply it and we'll move on to the next step. Caulking's all done. I'm gonna let it dry for a bit. Now that we let the wood filler dry a bit, it's time to start sanding. When it comes to sanding, I'm gonna use some 320 grit sandpaper on a random orbital sander and I'm gonna attach it to my vacuum to help suck the dust out of the air. So let's do it. Now that the sanding's all done and the wall's all cleaned up and ready to paint, I need to do one last thing, which is cover up this wire coming through the wall. And in order to do that and make it accessible if something's ever to happen, I'm gonna use this plastic channeling. I'll paint it blue and I'll slap it on right there. So that fits good and covers up the wire. Now I just need to paint it blue and you won't even see it. The channel fit good, so now let's paint. And just like that, the wall's painted. Now the last thing we need to do is throw on the outlet covers. The outlet covers are on, which means this accent wall is done. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you with a response. And if you have any recommendations on what I could have done better, leave a comment down below as well, because I'm always looking to learn. Overall, I'm super happy with how this wall turned out. I think it's gonna really add to the room. It already makes it look bigger actually, and I don't know if it's because of the geometry of the wall or what, or the color, but I'm super excited about that. And overall, if you guys are looking for a time frame on how long this took me roughly 8 to 9 hours to do. Now it was over the course of 2 days roughly, and that was just due to time constraints for myself, but you could really get this done in 1 day if you wanted to. I'll make sure to leave all the material and items that I used in the description down below, and they are affiliate links, so please use them as they help the channel out and help me keep growing and making this content. And also don't forget to check out my series on this whole nursery build. It's in the short section on my YouTube page or on any of my social media platforms. They're all short form videos, so they're really quick and they're showing how I get everything done in this room, including the accent wall. Now with all that being said, thank you for watching this video. It means a whole lot, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day.